Welcome everyone to the regular scheduled board meeting, President of Board of Trustees of Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, being held on Tuesday, May 7, 2024, beginning at 6:31 p.m. Will everyone please stand for the pledge of allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan? Here. President Cook?
Present. Item 1, can I please have a motion to consider approval of the agenda?
So moved. I'll second it.
Thank you. Is there any questions from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 1, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 2. Can I have a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the special village board meeting held on April 30th, 2024?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 2, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 3 to receive presentation of the Rita Brudd Memorial Scholarship. The Rita Brudd Scholarship Program awards $1,000 scholarships to graduating seniors residing in Tinley Park with plans to attend a college, university, a vocational trade school in the fall. In addition to academic achievement, a substantial consideration in selecting winners is how much community service the students have performed. The scholarship program is named in honor of Rita Brudd, who served as a commissioner for 46 years until her passing in April of 2019. She contributed more than 20,000 hours of volunteer work and received many recognitions and awards, including a Life Achievement Award from the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce. This year's sponsorships have been generously donated by, I will leave that part up to our marketing commission member and our plan chair.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mayor.
Garrett.
I'm going to ask for an assist by Denise to bring a picture of Rita Brudd for the audience to see. This is a picture on a good day where Rita was recognized for her service by longstanding Mayor Ed Zabrocki. This picture hangs up in Village Hall, as well as the former studio that she used to run. But again, thank you, Mayor, Clerk O'Connor, trustees, for your time here today. As the mayor mentioned, I'm here to present the 2024 Rita Brudd Memorial Scholarships. These $1,000 scholarships are awarded to graduating high school seniors who will be attending a college or trade school in the fall. This scholarship is named after Rita Brudd, who passed away in 2019, as the mayor said, and she was a volunteer in the Village of Tinley Park for 40-plus years. Now, some of the young students haven't even lived half of that time. So that's a long chunk of time and an outstanding service record. Rita was a longtime commissioner and the chair of the Tinley Park Community Resources Commission, the CRC, that is now part of the Marketing Commission. With the CRC, Rita led volunteers in many great programs that benefited our Tinley Park community, like the Tinley Holiday Market, Youth in Government, the Discover Tinley Expo, Tinley Park Public Access Television, and many others, including this very own student scholarship program here today. As we know, Tinley Park is a volunteer community, and Rita exemplified outstanding loyalty to the Tinley Park community for 46 years. And that brings us here today. 9 students from local high schools were selected anonymously by judges from a pool of 28 eligible applicants on the basics of academics and an emphasis on their volunteer work both in and outside of school, to each receive a $1,000 scholarship. But before I go on to presenting these scholarships to these deserving students, I would first like to acknowledge some thank yous. First, thank you, Mayor Glatz, for taking your time to reach out to businesses to get a whopping 9 scholarships, $1,000 scholarships, to donate to this program. Last year, we had 6. We've increased that by 33%. And without money, there will be no, from the donors, there would be no money to give to the students. So again, thank you, Mayor Glatz. Much appreciated. And also thanks to the businesses who answered the call and generously donated the scholarship money this year. So if anybody from these organizations are here in the audience, I'd ask them to stand up as I name them off. Number 1, R.C. Wegman Construction Company, Tria Architecture, Robinson Engineering, Delgado Law Group,
Sitting to my right.
Cullen Construction Management, Christopher Burke Engineering, Homewood Disposal Service,
Big Al.
Aries Inc., and One Tinley Park. Thank you for making 9 high school students very happy and relieving some of their economic burden for college or trade school. And last, I want to thank the members of the Marketing Commission, Donna Framke, and especially Denise Politano, who was invaluable in this entire process. Let's give it up for them. Now on to the main event here, the presentation of the winners of the 2024 Rita Brudd Memorial Scholarships. Scholarship recipients, please come up and get your award when I call your name. After all the recipients have received their scholarships, I'm going to ask everybody to come up, along with the trustees and the mayor and the sponsors, for one big picture of everybody together. Okay? Emma Tuick. Denise, I'm going to ask you for an assist to hand these out here. And about Emma, stay up there, Emma. She attends Andrew High School, and she'll be attending U of I, Champaign-Urbana, and majoring in business. Congrats. Noah Moreno. Noah also attends Andrew High School. He'll be attending Judson University and majoring in graphic design. Ava Esparza. Ava attends Marian Catholic, and she is going to be attending Governor State and majoring in art. Next, we have Omosefe Idomwande. Omosefe is attending Lincoln Way East and will be attending U of I, Champaign-Urbana, and majoring in computer science. Next, we have John Dwyer. John is attending Lincoln Way East currently. He will be attending Loras College, and he will be majoring in a major that's near and dear to my heart, engineering. Next, we have Sania Taylor. Am I pronouncing that right? Sanaya. Sanaya Taylor attends Tinley Park High School. She will be attending Northern Illinois, the Huskies, and she will be majoring in sociology. Next, we have Anna Marie Chavariet. Anna Marie attends Providence, and she will be attending Indiana University and majoring in finance. Finally, we have Isabella Murray. Isabella attends Providence High School and will be attending U of I, Champaign-Urbana, and be majoring in kinesiology and preoccupational therapy. I just want to note, in addition, there is the 9th and final scholarship recipient who was unable to attend tonight, but is going to be attending the June 3rd marketing meeting to be recognized and receive her scholarship. She is Isabella Krydich, attending Andrew High School, and will be attending St. Mary's College and majoring in finance. With that said, Mayor, Board of Trustees, donors, if you don't mind coming up front, and
The whole marketing team and Denise and everyone.
sure, absolutely.
Please slide them down.
Al, can you, yeah, come on down.
Can you guys slide down a little and center?
Center it? You engineers, figure out the center.
And you guys come up. Oh, yeah, well, you want them separately here first.
You got the board? Okay. All right, ready?
Yeah, open those up. Yeah, that looks much better.
And do the whole marketing team.
Al, Denise.
Maureen?
Okay. Come on this end here.
See you hiding back there.
Oh, yeah.
Don, did you want to get in?
If you want to get on this side. Oh. Yeah, come on. Hey,
What do you want us, behind them, in front of them?
I would say students come up,
Some.
mayor in the middle, and then everybody else fill in back. John, Sanaya, most definitely just come up front, form a line, so they can get behind you.
Why don't we stand in the back?
That works, yeah, that works.
You're all taller than us anyways.
So they can move back. Yeah. You guys are
I'd say donors can come up, so Robinson Engineering, go on the other side of Emma, just balance.
And the village attorney who also donated.
Oh, yeah, and the village attorney, yes, absolutely. So get in.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations to all the scholarship winners. You can return to your seat. You can go home. This concludes the scholarship presentation. Thank you for your time.
You got a call from,
It wasn't a call, I got a letter from health insurance company. Because all of a sudden there's a big claim, and they're like, oh, should we be? No, like, is somebody responsible for it?
yeah, right. Oh, they went, they probably want to know.
Door got open.
That's probably what they're at. That's why.
No. This is a work comp thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to find out. There's other policies out there that could lighten the load.
No. Oh.
Yeah, when Mike and I.
That's what they always were asking.
Like, you can let them know they can leave. Smart wants to move closer. Lori just bought a place out of 167.
Oh, did you?
She's got the offer accepted.
She married
Kids? Yes. Sophia. I'm Sophie.
Next, we have item number 4. Can I please call up the 5 D140 school board members, the Herman family, and Cody and Parker, and Principal Bissell?
He's going up there.
Morning, man.
These guys look a little too comfortable up there.
Whereas childhood practice of speech causes children to have significant difficulty learning to speak and is amongst the most severe speech deficits in children, and whereas while the act of learning to speak comes effortlessly to most children, those with apraxia endure a lengthy struggle, and whereas without appropriate speech therapy intervention, children with apraxia are placed at a high risk for secondary impacts in reading, writing, spelling, and other school-related skills, and whereas that such primary and secondary educational impacts diminish future independence and employment opportunities if not resolved or improved, and whereas most children with apraxia of speech will learn to communicate with their very own voices if they receive early intervention and appropriate, intensive, and frequent speech therapy, and whereas it is imperative that there be greater public awarenesses about childhood apraxia of speech in Tinley Park among community members, physicians, education professionals, insurance providers, policymakers, and elected officials, and whereas those aforementioned community leaders are encouraged to recognize the critical need to provide adequate speech therapy and related services so that the impact of this disorder is minimized and that the thousands of affected children are more fully empowered to grow into flourishing adult citizens, and whereas our highest respect goes to these children as well as their families for their effort, determination, and resilience in the face of such obstacles, and whereas many states, cities, and villages recognize May 14th as Apraxia Awareness Day, and now therefore be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook, and Will Counties, Illinois, that Tuesday, May 14th, 2024, be designated as Apraxia Awareness Day in the Village of Tinley Park, and that the village urges all citizens to work within and beyond their communities to increase awareness and understanding childhood apraxia of speech. Approve this day, May 7th. Approve this day, 7th day of May 2024.
They didn't make a motion. Oh, you gotta come back.
Ask for the motion.
Ask for one.
Ask for a motion.
Motion.
Ask for a motion, please.
Ask for a motion, please.
So moved?
I'll second.
Call the roll.
Call a roll.
Roll call for item 4, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Job, boys.
They run a better meeting than some people I know.
No, we'll do it up here. We'll do it down here.
Well, you did the best.
Cody Parker, move forward a little bit. A little bit more.
Got it. Thank you.
Take a picture of your family next.
Oh, no, it's okay, we'll do it up here.
You're not getting away that easy.
Happy birthday.
Come on, you can't leave him hanging.
I know.
20 feet up.
One more. Got it. Yes. Get up there.
No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. No. Hello, my name is Cody, the brother of Parker. My brother has a disorder called childhood apraxia of speech, which makes kids' words and what they say hard in some ways. First, when my brother was born, he couldn't talk, but for his words, he made noises. When he got a little older, we tried sign language here and there, but otherwise he used an iPad to tell us what he was trying to process in his head. Secondly, Parker has been going to therapy for some time, such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech. He has completed physical and occupational therapy. He still does speech therapy to get help pronouncing words and sounds. Third, every year we do an apraxia walk, which represents the kids that have apraxia. We do the walk to raise money for apraxia. Parker is a part of the Apraxia Champions Club, which means a family has raised over $1,000 for apraxia kids, which is a organization that can help families with kids with apraxia. In conclusion, we should raise more awareness about apraxia. I read the proclamation so people who don't know what childhood apraxia of speech is, so I can inform the other people and what the disorder is about. Thank you for listening and having my family and I here tonight. We look forward to doing this every year.
Mom?
Thank you very much for allowing my family and I to do this. I think this is our 5th year in a row, so thank you very, very much. And each year Parker's reading a little bit more, and Cody wanted to write a speech this year, so thank you very much for having us. We look forward to next year and the years to come. Thank you.
Thanks, Cody. Thanks, Parker.
Good job.
How do you follow that?
Yeah.
Thinking. Just adjourn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Next, we have item number 5. Mr. Brady.
Well, Mayor, you already asked the question in your own head. It was in my head. How do you follow that? Thanks a lot. Thank the clerks for putting me right after that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want you to consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-046, recognizing May 5th through May 11th, 2024, as Municipal Clerks Recognition Week in the Village of Tinley Park.
So moved?
I will second that.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I want to consider recognizing May 5th through May 11th, 2024, as Municipal Clerks Week, and extend the appreciation to the members of our clerk's office and to all municipal clerks for their vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities that they represent. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Is there any questions from the board? Any comments from the public?
Can I just
Yep.
say something? I just want a special recognition to our deputy clerk, Laura Gadet, who wears a lot of hats and keeps that office running so smoothly every single day. And we're very, very lucky to have her in Tinley Park. Thanks, Laura.
Okay, now you have to give a speech.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, I would like to see the clerks and their staff, you, and the resolution up front like we do everybody else, and take a picture with them.
Okay, you're going to join.
Come on, girls. Come on, staff. Everybody else gets recognized, you should too.
Got it, thank you.
Purse comes out.
Call the roll, please.
Roll call for item 5, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Next, we have item number 6. Mr. Mueller.
I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-038, designating May 19th through May 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week in the Village of Tinley Park.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to our community and an integral part of our residents' everyday lives. The American Public Works Association has celebrated annual National Public Works Week since 1960, and the Village of Tinley Park encourages all citizens and civic organizations to recognize the substantial contribution public works personnel make to protect our health, safety, and quality of life. Please help me considering designating May 19th through May 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Weeks in the Village of Tinley Park.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions from the board?
I think John had something to say.
John?
Thank you, everybody.
Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Roll call for item 6, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you. Thanks, John, for that speech. Item number 7, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider appointing Michael Oberholtz to the position of Community Service Officer, Field Operations.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Mike originally joined the Public Safety Operations as ESDA for 2 years in 2015. He returned in 2021 as an EMA member, assisting in both emergency and non-emergency situations. Mike was promoted to part-time CSO in May of 2023 with the Tinley Park Police Department and assists the duty officers by providing traffic control services on traffic accidents, assists with parking enforcement, vehicle lockouts, animal complaints, and other emergency complaints. In addition, Mike regularly assists the Special Events Commander with setting up and taking down of our message boards and security barriers for all of our community events. Prior to his work with public safety, Mike worked in the electrical maintenance field. Mike is recommended for promotion to this full-time position. Ask the board to consider appointing Michael Oberholtz to the position of Community Service Officer Field Operations effective May 8, 2024. Is there any questions from the board? Is Michael present? Would you like to say something? I don't know how I missed you back there.
I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, the board, Tom Tilton for all your support, Chris Butler, Darren. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. Pat Carr. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, Mike. Anyone from the public like to comment on Mike? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 7, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries, thank you. But we should have put this one for trustee Mueller. Item number 8, consider appointing Joseph to the position of video evidence technician. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Joseph has 10 years of law enforcement experience as a sworn police officer with evidence preservation responsibilities, including processing crime scenes and maintaining various types of digital evidence. In addition, he has over 6 years of direct custodial responsibilities for police evidence in a large municipal police department. He has achieved various certifications in evidence management and holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Please consider appointing Joseph to the position of video evidence technician effective May 23rd, 2024. Are any comments from the board? Is Joseph present?
Yes, sir. Just want to say thank you very much. It's be an honor to serve the Village of Tinley Park and its citizens, and I'm going to do the best ability that I can with the ever-evolving technology world that this law enforcement has become, because when I first started, there was no such things as MDTs, or we were on the VHS system, and I converted everything over to digital on my police department at the time. And working with the second largest city currently, which I will be resigning with tomorrow with my 2 weeks. I have seen a lot of changes in the law enforcement world, and I bring a lot of experience. And I just want to thank everybody, and Commander, and Angela, and Chief, for giving me this opportunity to serve, and I'm going to do my best I can for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joseph?
Yes, sir.
One question. How do you pronounce your last name?
You know, I don't even know to this day. No, it's it's Jatkevich.
You're absolutely correct.
Yes.
Thank you for confirming that it was correct, Bill.
Yes.
And I just want to add, to echo what Joseph said, I think it was Jatkevich, if I got that correct. Yeah, it's not an easy process, and again, I want to thank HR, our police department, everyone from our staff that helps go through those. I mean, you guys get tons and tons of applications, and weeding it down to the people that you do is no easy process. So thank you for all the time put into finding us great candidates, so thank you. Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 8, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you. Number 9. I would like to ask the board to please consider appointing Christopher Butler to the position of Division Police Commander.
So moved. I'll second it.
Thank you. Chris joined the Tinley Park Police Department 28 years ago and has spent the last 17 years as sergeant overseeing the patrol operations for 12 years and administrative functions for the last 5 years, where he manages technology initiatives, oversees police equipment needs, reviews and makes policy recommendations, and supervises the traffic crash reconstruction unit. Prior to his supervisory duties, Chris held numerous specialty assignments, including field training officer, advanced evidence technician, and photographer, state certified reconstruction specialist, crash data retrieval technician, and tactical unit officer, amongst many others. His strengths in leadership, problem solving, collaboration, and handling crisis situation in an effective and professional manner make him a strong candidate for the Division Police Commander position. I'd like to ask the board to please consider appointing Christopher Butler as Division Police Commander, effective May 7, 2024. The only thing that wasn't put in there, and I missed it, I apologize, is he's a life-saving expert. I will forever be grateful. 2 years ago, he saved my wife. Thank you. Chris, would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm very thankful to be here. I'm very thankful and blessed to be given this opportunity, and I would like to thank Mayor Glotz, the board, Chief Tilton, the village manager, Pat Carr, and Hannah Lippin. Angela, thank you very much. I'm very lucky. Served the village for 28 years, and I've had a great time. It's a great place. It's full of great people. Got to know a lot of people, got to do a lot of things. I'm really looking forward to moving on and doing more. I would really like to thank my family. My daughter, Callie, came with me today. The rest of the family's spread out. My son's in college out of state, and my daughter and wife are at a soccer game together. But they've really put up with a lot for everything here. I'd like to thank Darren Persha. What an inspiration. He's a great guy. But I would like to thank everyone for the opportunity to do this. I look forward to serving the village for the next however many years, remainder of my term. And I'd really like to say thank you to all the men and women that work at our police department. They're awesome people. They do a great job. I mean, from the officers to the clerks to everybody, and everybody in this village. It's really a great place to live and work. So thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to it.
Hey, Chris, could you take a picture with Chief and Darren and your team? I'd say we bet about you. Hey, Darren.
Yeah. You guys want to come down, guys? Come on down.
I was just thinking the same thing. Just thinking the same thing.
Jack, come on, Jack. Pam. The police department does not run without Pam.
Fine. This is okay. He doesn't like me.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right, y'all gotta come back.
Huh?
Chris, can I get one with you?
Yeah, I know.
You did. Madam Clerk, you call the roll?
Roll call for item 9, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 10. I'd like to ask the board to consider appointing Thomas Tilton to the position of police chief.
So
I'll
moved.
make the motion.
All right, stop fighting over it. Who?
I'll second.
Thank you.
That's right.
Chief Tilton has served in both deputy chief and interim chief for the village, has proudly served with the United States Secret Service for 26 years as a leader in law enforcement, security, and investigative operations. He also served under 4 United States presidents, President Reagan, President Bush, President Clinton, and then President-elect Obama. I like saying that. That's
I know, it's not written here.
No, I just added it. He held various vital operation roles, overseeing and managing numerous large-scale operations. He has served for over 10 years as Deputy Director of Operations for the Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security, overseeing tactical response operations within critical agency comprised of 134 municipalities, 30 townships, 5.4 million residents, and 945 square miles of territory. He also has various certifications from Illinois law enforcement training to school board as certified SWAT operator, Illinois emergency management, certified professional emergency manager, Illinois Tactical Officers Association, as a certified tactical patrol officer. He has received numerous awards and recognition for his outstanding achievements in his service. It's my honor to ask the board to please consider appointing Tom Tilton to the position of police chief, effective immediately.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mayor Glotz, the board, Village Manager Pat Carr, Assistant Village Manager Hannah Lippman. It is my honor to accept this appointment. I just want to say this about our village and our department. We've recently had several retirements, which is a substantial amount of experience, but we're in a position of really optimal generational change. And that's exemplified by the new commander positions that all of you have helped me facilitate. Commander Persha, especially Commander Butler, Commander Devine, and Commander Sullivan, who are not here right now, they're doing a tremendous job, and they're taking this police department into the future. And it's really exciting to see. Very energetic leadership. They're getting a lot done, and it's really benefiting the village and everybody that's part of this. So I really want to thank everybody for this opportunity. And I'd like to thank our police officers as well who are here to support Chris and his promotion and support the village and our town. Chris is absolutely right. It is a tremendous police department. We have tremendous people, and that goes along with the village that we serve. So I want to thank all of you for the opportunity and everyone that we work with. Thanks very much.
What about thanking the boss?
You know, I do want to take this opportunity to introduce my wife, Marie, my daughter, Paige, my son-in-law, Keith, and 2 of my grandchildren, Lila and the big W, Wyatt.
You guys want to take the photo?
One more, hold on. You guys are doing great. Got it, thank you.
Guys, come on down. They've been like your friends.
Got it, thank you. All right. Ready. One more. Got it, thank you.
We take one more photo with Pat, Hannah, and Angela, who played a big part of this role.
See you later. See ya. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, they have to vote on it first. Run away.
Don't go yet.
Oh, shoot, you know what I did forget? One other thing I forgot, Donna. I'd like to ask the Citizens Police Academy to come take a picture with Chief Tilton as well.
Good save.
That's why I almost said that. Sure.
Okay, ready. Got it, thank you. Oh, yeah,
It was a layup, man.
Feel that, so, this is gonna have 42.
I'm not a run.
Do you want to leave for dinner?
I'll wait until you vote. Make sure that we vote.
Come back and find out he doesn't have a job.
Then he could go.
Should we call the roll? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Roll call for item 10. Trustee Brady?
Yes, absolutely.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries.
Go enjoy your donuts.
He works for O'Grady, not us.
Oh, like they don't.
Oh, boy. He's with the Orland Township. Item number 11. Like to ask the board for a motion to consider the following staff appointments for local year 2025.
So moved. Second?
Thank you. I'd like to ask you guys to consider Patrick Carr as village manager, Hannah Littman, assistant village manager and interim finance director, Donna Framke, marketing director, Daniel Ritter, who is in Joliet right now, community development director, Chief Klotz, fire service administrator, John Urbanski, public works director, Angela Rigo, human resources director, Lisa Cordum, EMA and communications director, and sitting to my right, Delgado Law Group, village attorney. Any questions for any of the people we mentioned? Nope. Any comments from the public on item 11? I guess they're hired. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 11, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Congratulations, everybody.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
Made the cut, Steve. One more year. Enjoy your donuts.
Hannah didn't hear you. What?
Enjoy your donuts.
That's the new line.
Only one.
That's the answer to everything going forward.
All right, that motion carries if I didn't already say that. Motion 12, may I have a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for review on the agenda for this meeting. Would anyone from the board like any of these meetings removed from the consent agenda? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 12, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
No. Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Got ahead of myself there,
You
excuse me.
okay?
Motion carries, I think. Item number 13, trustee Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to consider adopting ordinance 2024-0-020, granting a special use permit to Tinley Court SLP Realty LLC for a supportive living facility at 16301 Bremertown Road.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Go ahead.
Thank you. The petitioner is seeking a special use permit for elderly housing to operate a supportive living facility in the R6 zoning district. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on April 4th of 2024 and voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the special use with the recommended conditions, plans, and findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Is the petitioner here for this item? I have a list of questions I would like to ask the petitioner. Since he's not here, was he notified that today was today's board meeting, Mike, by any chance?
I believe he was, yes.
Okay. So can I, if you guys agree, can I please have a superseding motion to table this to the June 4th village board meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
I will second it.
Hang on.
So,
Who seconded it? Thank you.
so discussion, does anyone want to make any comments on that, or we?
Should, I have some concerns as well. Should we just hold off everything?
Correct.
Okay.
Now is time if you have any questions on my
Okay.
motion that I asked you for June 4th.
Okay, I'm good.
If there are none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion's carried, so this will be postponed to the June 14th board meeting. Next, we have item 14, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting ordinance 2024-0-021, granting OBM Rentals LLC, DBA Salinas Pizza and Catering, a special use for open storage at 7551 175th Street.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead, Mr. Mahoney.
Thank you. The petitioner seeks a special use permit to operate an accessory open storage use with the existing MU1 zoning district. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on April 4th of 2024 and voted 7-0 to recommend approved based on the listed plans, the recommended conditions, and drafted findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
So the petitioner is here. Mohammed, does anyone have any questions for him on this item?
I'm just, what's in all the containers? What is it storing exactly?
Would you mind coming to the microphone? Thanks, Mom.
Hello. It's rental equipment.
I'm sorry, what is it?
Rental equipment.
Rental, like party
Yeah,
rental
yeah,
equipment?
like tables, chairs, tents, and so forth.
Okay,
Is that it?
that's it, that's all I have. I was just.
I had a question. So that special use was granted in 2011 for only 7 storage containers, obviously 2 owners prior to yourself.
Yes.
I've hauled them before. I don't like the way they look. I mean, they are, especially in a residential area, they are, they're not something that I would want to look at. But it was approved for the 7. From my understanding, the previous owner, they kept all the rental equipment in the containers. Is that correct or no?
Correct.
So you're going to go out and buy all new stuff?
No, we're just reusing or using whatever is there for the time being. I'm sorry, what do you mean by new stuff? Like a rental
So
equipment?
from my understanding, the previous owner that owned Salinas took all that rental equipment with them, and that I was under the impression that the current rental equipment is not currently in those storage sheds anymore.
No, they took, I would say 60% of it, but there's still, I mean, there's a lot from, I don't know if you're familiar with Neil, which is the original owner. Yeah, I would say 40 tents maybe. We have 15 left or 16 of those. We have about 120 tables. We have 600 chairs, grills and jumpy houses or whatever. So there's a lot of stuff in there.
Do you plan on putting anything else in there besides the rental equipment for that rental business?
No,
So nothing else will go in those containers?
no, nothing else other than what's in there right now. So there's the tools for the rentals and the rental equipment itself.
I was wondering, Mr. Mayor, about propane.
There will be no propane.
Okay.
So
It's charcoal grills that we rent out, not propane grills.
since it is a special use request, how will the village be able to track that to make sure that that's all that's kept in there is the rental equipment and it doesn't turn into something else? That's my only fear, because number one, again, no fault of yours, it wasn't caught that there's 9 there when there's only legally allowed to have 7.
There's a lot of stuff that was not caught.
And like I said,
So-
I was led to believe that most of the equipment has been removed from the previous owner, not Neil, the one in between you guys, the one that
Yeah.
you purchased it from or from the bank or whatever.
Yeah.
And so if that's not in there, so do you plan on buying new equipment or just going with what you have? And again, how do we guarantee, because that's part of the special use, that was part of the record for the Plan Commission. How do we, what could we set in place to make sure, could we check, how would that go, Mike? Would we check yearly? Because if they're storing stuff in there other than the party rental equipment, which was part of the public record, that would be violating the special use. So how would we verify that that's all that's being stored in there? Because 9 storage containers at 40 feet long is a lot of stuff that you could put in there. And I don't want it to go outside of what that special use was. That's my biggest concern, since they're already outside of it, which we have 9 of them and there should only be 7.
Well, what we could do is ask permission to see what's inside those containers, but I also believe that the fire department does an annual inspection of storage containers, sprinkler systems, and fire alarms, so we would be able to have some control of that way, visual observation of what's being stored in those containers then.
Okay. Attorney, could you?
Sure. Mr. Mayor, members of the board, you can condition the issuance of the special use permit on the applicant's consent to inspection on a periodic basis annually. You would just include that in the issuance of the license or the special use permit.
Thank you.
Mayor, on our annual inspection of the building, if we could just incorporate that. as
That'd be
part of the
great.
Inspectable property, you know.
Yeah,
So,
as long as we can do it once a year and make sure, because it's unusual to have all these, to have storage containers, containers in Tinley Park. It's not something that a normal business would have, and again, it's something that you are buying into. It's nothing that you bought and put yourself there. It just, I just don't want it to turn into something else.
I got you.
You know?
No, we're good with the inspection, so.
And then, you could open the pizza place now without the special use, correct?
Well, I was told that I need the special use to be able to get my, transfer of ownership, to operate.
So the special use is only for the containers.
Correct.
You could operate the business without that special use.
I was told no, until
I
we
don't
get the
believe that's
special use.
correct.
Jason and Lori, I believe, that's who I've been working with.
Okay. 'Cause-
And since October, we got the inspections passed, and they told me I need to get the special use, otherwise I can't operate inside or outside.
Because Dan wasn't here today, I spoke to him prior, and I asked him about that, and he said, yes, the special use is only for the back part with the containers, that he could open the restaurant. I just wanna make sure one's not tied to the other, that's all. So
Wow.
if you got the special use for the containers and stuff, and then the other changes that you were making, and agreeing upon what the attorney mentioned, then you're ready to go, correct?
I've been ready to go, so,
Okay.
yeah.
And then,
Mayor, I believe his use is approved for that particular zoning. You're correct, as containers were something that was part of, not of the normal use.
yeah, it's
for
a
that
separate,
zoning
it's a
word.
separate issue. The
That
pizza
is
place
correct.
could open tomorrow. Without this, we could vote no, and he could still open it. The containers are only for him to put party equipment rental in it.
That is correct.
And it's not tied to the use of the restaurant. The other question I had is, would this special use be tied, since he's applying as Salinas, to stay as a Salinas, so that he couldn't, let's just say, a year from now goes by, and I pray that, that you don't choose on abandoning the pizza place and it's not working for you. I hope it's very successful. But what happens if he doesn't want that business model anymore? Can he just change it, since it's all tied to a special use, without coming back? That would be my concern.
He would have to apply for a new business license if he changed his model of his business. The business license application that our zoning department looks at is very specific, what he writes on it for the particular use. We ask for it to be as specific as possible. If he changes that model, he would have to reapply.
It would all be, okay, for the change of use. Okay. So,
And the use would still be permitted by the zone.
perfect. Okay, thank you. So, I mean, it's up to the board. If you guys, it's unfortunately no fault of his. There's 9 containers. I don't like 9 containers. I wish we would keep it with what was originally approved. But it is what it is. It becomes a burden for the petitioner to say, hey, now you gotta move them when he bought it, possibly thinking those were part of it. The only request I would ask of the board, like the attorney said, that there be some type of revocation of his license if the containers are not being used for what he applied for and what he stated he's gonna use them for.
So I had some comments, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Shaw?
Okay. I don't really have any questions on it. I read the report, watched the meeting. I would just say, the previously approved special use permit, I myself would not have been in favor of that. I'm not in favor of this one. I think just in general, as a general statement across the community, the proliferation of storage containers, if we look at the standards for special use approval here, just the one about detrimental to the property values of the neighborhood, I don't think it meets that standard. There are other questions about public health and safety as well. I'm not in favor of this. I wouldn't have approved the 7. I'm not in favor of the 9.
Thank you. Anyone else from the board have any questions?
I do. I'm just looking for a little clarification. I'm looking at the pictures and, overhead doesn't look great, but nobody's gonna see it from overhead. So, but my concern is it's hard to see in the picture if you're on 175th Street and the street to the east, is that a fence along there? Some bushes or some trees? Is there a fence line there?
It's an 8-foot fence.
So that is,
around
okay.
the building, yeah,
And then,
around
so the
entire
other one
property,
is the
yes.
southwest corner, that's fenced in. So you can't even see anything then from the ground level?
No.
Okay.
You can from the front when the gates are usually, well, at least before Mo took over, the gates were always left open. So I don't know what their plan is now, but usually you could see everything in there prior to your ownership.
Yeah,
When they used to run the daily business.
I got you.
Okay.
Anyone else? Anyone else? With that being said, Attorney, can you please state what you need?
Sure, there would need to be either a superseding motion or the restated motion that it's conditioned upon the applicant agreeing to periodic inspections by the village.
So could we have a motion to, superseding motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a
I'll second.
Thank you.
Who made the motion?
Any discussion on that? We're all clear on what it is? Mo, you,
Oh, I'm sorry.
so you, and you're fine with that as long
Yes,
as?
I am.
When Lorendo does all his inspections, we'll just add it with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Roll call for item 14, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
No.
Trustee Mahoney?
No.
Trustee Mueller?
No.
Trustee Shaw?
No.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion fails. Do you want to explain then?
As to what? So,
For the petition?
Oh, as to the effect of his denial?
Yes.
So your special use permit's been denied. As the mayor said, if your business is properly permitted, you could operate the pizza restaurant independent of the special use permit.
Okay.
Is there anything that the board would be comfortable with if he changed, if he reapplied?
I have to look at the code unless anybody knows off the top of their head. Is there a period of time in which he can't reapply after a denial?
Would it satisfy the board if he went back to 7 instead of the 9?
So why don't we do this so no one's put on the spot? Could you please have Dan contact each of the board members individually and have them call them? And then see if there's anything that would help them get to a yes for the special use, so we don't have to discuss it in public?
Yes.
So does that work for you instead, I mean, or they can go back and forth all night on it, so I don't know what the.
So just procedurally, the motion failed. So at the next meeting, if you wanted to reconsider it, somebody who voted in the alternative would have to make a motion to reconsider.
Which would be trustee Sullivan. Bill, did you vote no or yes?
I voted yes.
So it would have to be either trustee Sullivan or trustee Brady to bring it back.
And that would be a simple motion to reconsider?
Correct. It would have to be brought by one of the two trustees who voted yes, and then it could be brought back. And if it's not at that time, then the issue is dead and the applicant would have to reapply.
So if you could have Dan start contacting them as soon as possible, see if they can get to the point where they would be comfortable to approve it, and then contact trustee Sullivan and trustee Brady so that one of them can make the motion. And so Hannah and Pat can put it on the next meeting if they change their their vote.
So if there is agreement amongst the board to change it from from what he has applied for, we would need the applicant to amend his application on the record, because you're technically approving something that he didn't apply for. So you would need to have coordination in advance, if that's going to be the case, so that he can agree that he's amending his application, so that there's no appellate rights.
Okay, thank you.
And then just for clarification to the petitioner, that he was told a little confusion, that he can be operational now.
He can operate the business.
Right.
The special use is tied to everything behind there, the containers, the water jugs, the trucks.
So who should he see to get that
He needs to contact Dan Ritter
Okay,
to contact the other 4 board members to see if there's anything on what would make them support it. And if they would support it, then he could contact Mo, and then he could change, as the attorney said, make a quick change to his application, and then one of the 2 trustees to ask to have it put back on the agenda. The 4 no votes cannot, but the 2 yes votes can.
So if there's anything that he changes with the storage containers, which is what the special use is for, it has to be formally applied for again on another application, do the review and then get it resubmitted back in. Correct?
Yes, I mean, but it would have to be done at the next meeting, meaning like you'd have to come to the meeting or state something in writing just put something in writing for the record that he's consenting to amend his application.
Yes.
What we can't have is the applicant asking for one thing and the board approving the other.
Correct.
Which
Has
would
to
be
right.
May, which would be May 21st.
Okay.
So, and you would need, to come back on the 23rd, you would need 4 votes, because I will not be here. There will only be 6 votes on May 21st. So Dan Ritter will contact you.
I got you. So for the business license to operate the pizza business, who do I contact or?
Dan Ritter.
Contact us tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can get your business license issued so you can start operating the actual business.
I got you.
pizza.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And
We'll
he's-
check that out. You passed all your inspections. If you did, with the fire department and so forth, if you did, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
And then you'll let Dan know immediately.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Item number 15, trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting ordinance 2024-0-023, amending various sections of Chapter 74 of the Tinley Park Village Code of Ordinances related to the administrative adjudication of vehicular standing, parking, and compliance in the Village of Tinley Park, counties of Cook and Will, state of Illinois.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead, Mr. Brennan.
Trustee Mahoney. The amendment would include changing the wording from first-class mail to United States mail to allow for bulk mail or other less costly rates for potential cost savings. Additionally, changes will allow for future use of our adjudication ticket vendor, DACRA, to take over the mailing of notices if the village so chooses after an analysis. With potential cost savings in mailing costs, envelopes, paper, and police department records personnel time. There are proposed wording changes in the hearing notice section to better reflect the first notice of hearing. Issued tickets would have an opportunity for additional notices as spelled out in the ordinance. This item was discussed at the committee of the whole meeting held prior to this meeting, and this ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan. Is there any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 15, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Butler?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 16, trustee Brennan.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-060, approving the purchase of 14 laptops, in-car video systems, docking station warranties, cloud storage, and various hardware accessories for the new police vehicles to Midwest Public Safety.
I'll make the motion.
Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. The police department is replacing 14 vehicles in the fleet. The Technology in the older vehicles being replaced has reached the end of its useful life. The new vehicles need to be outfitted with the village's new standards for laptops and in-car video systems. This purchase with Midwest Public Safety will outfit the new police vehicles and the village's standard laptop and in-car video systems. The total cost of all hardware, warranties, cloud storage, and required accessories for the 14 vehicles is $164,864.80. This item was discussed at the committee of the whole held prior to this meeting, and this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan.
Yep.
Is there any questions or comments from the board? Is there any comments from the public on item 16? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 16, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 17, trustee Michael Mueller.
I move we consider Resolution 2024-R-059, authorizing the village manager to enter into a contract for the purchase of electricity from the lowest cost electricity provider for the purposes of street lighting and commercial accounts through the Northern Illinois Municipal Electric Collaborative Bid Process.
I'll second it.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan. The village participates in a consortium with 170 other municipalities known as the Illinois Municipal Electrical Collaborative to drive down pricing for residential and municipal electricity. NIMIC will be holding a group bid for street lighting accounts on May 21st, 2024. As with the previous electoral agreements, the window of opportunity for the village to sign the agreements and take advantage of the lowest bidder is typically limited to less than 48 hours. As such, the village will need to authorize the village manager to sign a third-party agreement upon completion of the competitive bidding process. This will aid in ensuring that the village will continue to be afforded the best possible electrical rates. This item was held at the Committee of the Whole meeting, held just prior to this meeting, and is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, trustee Mueller. Is there any questions or comments from the board? Is there any questions from the public on item 17? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 17, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 18, trustee Michael Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-053, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Steve Spies Construction for the 179th Street Water Main Replacement Construction.
I will second that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
Please consider approving a contract with Steve Spies Construction in the amount of $1,017,634.70. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole, held just prior to this meeting, and is eligible for adoption tonight.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 18, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 19, trustee Michael Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-048, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and City Escape Garden and Design, LLC, for landscape planters and beautification.
I'll second it.
Favorite word.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
Consider approving a contract with City Escape Garden and Design, LLC, in the amount of $222,173.06. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole, held just prior to this meeting, and is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 19, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 20, trustee Michael Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-052, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Stantec Consulting Services for naturalized stormwater areas maintenance.
I will second that.
Go ahead, Mike.
Please consider approving a contract with Stantec Consulting Services in the amount of $302,632.59. This item was also discussed at the Committee of the Whole, held just prior to this meeting, and is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, trustee Mueller. Is there any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for item number 20?
Roll call for item 20, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item 21, receive comments from staff. Anyone from the staff have any comment?
I'd just like to let everybody know that our newly installed chief and his team was able to procure a camera grant for $480,000 and $480,000 to a $280 for their body cameras. So that is a huge plus for our budget, and great job by the police department to get that, so.
Enjoy your donuts.
Was that figured into the, wasn't even figured into the budget? We just got notified now? So that's great. Cool.
That's
We had budgeted for the body cameras.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they already have them, so they've already been implemented, so it'll be nice to essentially get that money back.
Awesome.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Very nice.
That's awesome. Thanks, Pat. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to, based on this as employee appreciation, our department is working very hard. We're ramping up for a very busy season. And you see chatter about who's going on vacation, always making sure we have coverage. They're working within themselves. And when I left to come to this meeting at 5:50, we still had 4 members in that office working. So they're all working very hard, getting our permits out. And very appreciative of how we all interact and how we're gonna try and make this summer successful and get through all of these hurdles and get these inspections done, and great staff. Proud to be part of the team.
Thanks for everything.
That's on behalf of me, Mr. Ritter, and Mr. Enberg. Thank you.
No, thank you. Miss Donna.
I am just pleased to report that our 21st annual edition of the benches went out yesterday. We beat the weather today. They really brightened up the space. It's a very great theme this year. It's Saturday morning cartoons. They are looking great. We have a bench brochure that we're anticipating having out around Memorial Day, and working on a video to promote it, as well as a reception for our artists on May 17th. We also have an art and garden market planned for this Saturday, the 11th, from 10 till 2 at Zabraki Plaza. In anticipation of Mother's Day, an opportunity to buy some gifts and get prepped for your gardening. That's all I have right now.
Thank you. John.
An echo of Mr. Coleman's appreciation. I want to extend again to Public Works, as next week is National Public Works Week. As you read the proclamation earlier, we have a strong staff of hardworking individuals that have done a lot over the last couple decades of years of being in Tinley Park, making this town much better place with a very strong infrastructure, and making everything work for us in this town as residents. So I just want to again extend a thank you and appreciation to my team there.
Thank you. Thought originally you were gonna tell Mike you appreciate him.
A little bit. Mike works very well with us.
Steve?
I do that too. I'd like to thank my staff and all the hard work that they're doing. On a safety note, we did have a vehicle on fire at the car pumps at Lenny's Gas and Wash about a week ago. And just knowing the importance of the emergency shutoff, somebody was wise enough to shut the fuel pump off at the entrance, which prevented, could have been a larger catastrophe. So I think that, everyone kind of pays attention to that stuff, and it made for a lot less of what could have happened, so.
Which one?
183rd, the diesel pumps.
If it would have connected to the water in the ditch across the street, then it would have been a real problem.
What's in that?
That's mental health center. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to add on to all that, I'd like to give a virtual hug to all of the department heads and our whole team here with the Village of Tinley Park. As everybody said, there's a lot of things happening. We are poised for historic development within the village, and it's because of this team that we have here that has been able to put this together. And again, thanks for all the support that the board has given us to do that.
Can I get a real hug?
You're welcome.
Really? Get it from me though, John.
In person.
can't be the only one to not say something like that.
Too, I need to jump in as well.
No, what I will say is, obviously, other than what everyone else has already said, we are launching the applications for entry-level patrol officers as of Monday. So if anyone knows anyone, we're always hiring and when it comes to patrol. So the applications become available Monday for an entry-level exam to be hosted July 20th, I believe. So that information can be found online. We'll work with marketing to get that information out. It'll be on all the typical police websites where that's all posted. And just as a reminder, our lateral applications are always ongoing. So we're always accepting lateral applications, so.
Great. Thank you.
I got a shout out to the marketing staff, or I'll hear it tomorrow. They are great, you know they are. They're morning, noon, and night.
Just
Love
unplug
'em.
their TVs.
We're still in here.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. Next, we have item 22, receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board care to comment?
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Brady?
Two things. One, Saturday, the 11th, is in cooperation with the United States Post Office. We have Stamp Out Hunger, where residents are putting out canned goods out by their mailbox, and the post office people will come by and pick them up, and they'll end up at the Orland Township Food Pantry. So if you could help Stamp Out Hungry, a couple of canned goods, they'll know with the weather, so don't put any boxes of flour out there or anything. Stick with the canned goods, vegetables, meats, chickens, whatever it might be. That would help greatly. There's a lot of people that's in need, so help Stamp Out Hunger. Also, too, I'd like to take the opportunity to wish all the mothers, godmothers, and grandmothers Happy Mother's Day. You've done a great job, do a great job, and we need to recognize you on your special day. So congratulations to all the moms. That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I just want to say that the benches look so good, and I want to thank all the artists that participated in it. It really brightens up. It has to be the most colorful I've ever seen them. They're just really, really cute. I can't wait to, I drive up and down Oak Park Ave, but I'm looking forward to taking a stroll with my grandson to look at all of them up a little bit closer. So I just thank the artists for participating. I think this is like a record number. We have 25 benches, so they look great. So thanks for the participation in that. I hope everyone enjoys that, and I hope everyone has a great time at the Art and Garden Market, and a wonderful Mother's Day to my Mother's Day friends.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Trustee Shaw?
Just a couple of items here, and I apologize if this comes across a little negative with all the positivity that we've had here. And I really hate to address the social media world at a public meeting here, but I'm going to do it anyway. I had noticed a couple of comments in a few places questioning or even criticizing the village board for lack of transparency on a few items. And I just want to address that because it couldn't be further from the truth. And I'll give just a couple examples from tonight's agenda. Item number 18 with the water main, 19 with the planters, number 20 with the stormwater area maintenance, even number 16 with the laptops. Every single one of those agenda items was fully supported with a memo, with explanation of the bid process, the bid amounts, and even in many cases, the actual contracts. So I just want to highlight, to the public out there that that we have tremendous transparency in this village. For the team that puts together our agenda items, everybody here is familiar with hundreds of pages of support for every single committee and board meeting. So the question of transparency, it's ridiculous. We have our payment vouchers are included. The public can see every single line item. So I'll just state it for the record. We are, I don't know where we stand in the whole state of Illinois, but we have to be top tier in terms of transparency. Anyone who says otherwise is either just ignorant, naive, or flat out telling a untruth. And just kind of lastly, again, it's going to seem a little negative, but we get questions sometimes because we generally have complete consensus on many of our items. And what I will say is that is the direct result of the work that the staff does behind the scenes, querying us, informing us, and asking questions. Things don't come to the board or even to the committee of the whole if it's not likely to pass or if consensus cannot be built. That's why we have quite often unanimous votes. And I want to highlight number 14 this evening, where we had a split vote here, and we had an item fail. It didn't fail unanimously, it failed on a split vote. That's just a prime example of often we don't agree, and I just wanted to highlight that. So, a number of items there, I just want to just put them out there for the public to hear. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ken. Anyone else? Clerk?
I just had a small one, Mr. Mayor.
Floor is yours.
Today, we had some severe weather here in Illinois, and I know there was some damage done, but I was going to just call out, the Code Red system is actually great that we have here in Tinley Park, and so I was going to ask Donna to maybe put out a message about enrolling in that system tomorrow or whenever, just to make sure that folks are aware. It notified me about 10 minutes before the storm really hit my house, so it was a good little warning to stay safe and get out from outside and make sure that you're not getting hit more severely than you need to by the storm. So it's a great system that all the residents should take part in.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Bill?
Not tonight.
Wow.
Just wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day.
So you did have something to say.
Well, Mr. Brady beat me to it.
We think alike.
I had to look it up real quick after trustee Shaw brought that up about the transparency. So I looked up the COW right now in the village board agenda pages. Our deputy clerk had to upload 577 pages of documents for every single expenditure, every single vote that takes place. So Ken, thanks for your comments. I know exactly what you're talking about. And part of that goes to the divide. And I apologize to our village, 2 people that don't live here, 2 people that were never born here. One resided here for, I think, maybe 3 years before he moved to Frankfurt. Senator Hastings and their attorney, Bert Olufsen, probably 2 of the most decisive people trying to divide people in towns and boards and staff. So me personally, I've had a long dealing with Bert Olson for a long time. I'm glad that he's not our attorney. Thank you, Mr. Delgado, and all the other the attorneys that we have. Bert Olson and Senator Hastings are 2 people that I would never want on my team or anywhere near our staff. I'm thankful. It's unfortunately his way of doing business is threatening people. So I apologize to everyone that he comes across, and I apologize he gave a speech a couple weeks ago, which I won't go into details, which just unfortunately was untrue. So shortly we will be showing who Mr. Hastings really is. So thank you, everyone, and appreciate it. Next, we have item number 23, receive comments from the public. Anyone from the public care to comment? Let the record reflect there are none. Item number 24. Can I please have a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following? A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. Or B, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired, And C, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned and we will not be returning. Thank you, everyone.